They are in disguise. You have them shook. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family. They are in disguise. You have them shook. Now, the reason why you have them shook is because you are onto their every single move. Yes, sir. The reason why you have them shook is because there's nothing that they can do that's going to go over your head. All right. The reason why you have them shook is because you are so much more inclined than them. And I'm talking about inclined spiritually, intelligently. You have to understand something, y'all. You are chosen one, which means your abilities is a lot more than the average individual. And this is what they can't stand. All right. Somebody drop in the comments and say, I have spiritual abilities. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I have spiritual abilities. Now, family, let me say this right here, y'all. The only things that are inside, or the only things that are disguised, is a snake, a person who's being utilized by the enemy, and an environment that is being influenced by the enemy. Right? Let me say that once again, y'all. The only things that are in disguise is a snake, a person who's being utilized by the enemy, or an environment that is influenced by the enemy. Make sense of what I'm saying, family? See, they have a goal, right? They have a mission that they must accomplish. And a part of their mission is to take down the chosen one, and that is you. Somebody drop in the comments and say, you won't bring me down. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, you won't bring me down. See, there's more individuals who are called on this earth outside of God's people, right? Sometimes Satan have called and chosen ones as well. Now, the reality is they are on a sinking ship, and they are never equate to God's chosen people, but they are still chosen for Satan. I need you to realize something. He's going to send people in your life in disguise, with smiles, with fake happiness, with fake love. But you're going to always have them shook because you're going to be on every single point. You're going to be on every single thing. You're going to be able to dictate every single situation. You're going to be able to understand every single plot and plan they have for you. Make sense of what I'm saying, y'all? So they're going to be shook because they're like, hey, I got this mission. I got to go ahead and finish this goal, but they a tough cookie, you know, and that is the thing with you, chosen one. You are a tough cookie, all right? Now, I got a prophetic story to tell y'all, right? You know, y'all, I told you, the only things that are disguised is a snake, a person being utilized by the enemy, or an environment that is influenced by the enemy. Right? So, you know, I'm walking to the park, y'all. I do my content, and then I get done with my content, and now I'm heading back out of the park, right? And so I'm walking, you know, I got my scooter right beside me, and I'm walking, and I see something that looks kind of dryish brown. You know, it's not like a shiny brown, it's like a dryish brown. And so as I'm looking at this, you know, object at this point, I'm thinking that it is a worm. Like, it's a worm. This worm dead, you know. So something, the spirit tells me, take your scooter and, you know, kind of nudge it a little bit, right? So I nudge it and it starts squirming. And immediately I hear softly, I said, oh, this is a snake. Now, y'all know I'm honestly terrified of snakes, but I will kill one, and I have killed some. But I run over it with my scooter and I flatline it, right? I hear it pop, pop, it busts. And then I look down and I see that it was like white stuff and it was blood, right? So that lets me know that it was venomous. I believe that it was venomous anyway. You know, I'm not a snake expert, but that's what I truly believe because it was around rocks and water. So it led me to think that it was like a water moccasin. I could be wrong. Point remains though. I immediately realized that you are in spiritual warfare. There's someone in your life who is disguised as a snake. There's someone who is going to introduce themselves to you, but really they are a snake. And I said, I got to deliver this message to my chosen ones because somebody else is going through something similar to this. You have people in your life who are actually snakes. You have people in your life who are coming to act like they're giving, but really they're only giving for themselves. Make sense of what I'm saying, y'all? And so with that being said, I need you to understand something. They are in disguise, but you peep it every time. And this is why they are shook. Okay? Somebody drop in the comments and say they shook. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say they shook. Now, y'all, we gonna go ahead and get directly into this divine video. But family, y'all, make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. Not only that, y'all, but y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. All right. Now, family, excuse the allergies you probably can see in my eyes. It's a little red or watery, but I have allergies really bad. The wind has been blowing like crazy in Atlanta. I may sound a little congested. I'm just letting y'all know. Some of y'all care about me enough to, want to know, and some of y'all like, Reno, get on with the message. I'm just letting y'all know so there's not one smart person in the comments and say, Reno, your eyes is red. Are you okay? Have you been crying? I just want to let y'all know everything is good. It's just allergies, all right? But anyway, let's go ahead and get directly into this video. So, number one, y'all, they wasn't expecting for you to reveal them. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, they was not expecting for you to reveal them. See, a snake don't want to be revealed. An enemy does not want to be revealed. The person who is being utilized by the enemy does not want to be revealed because, like I told y'all, they have an assignment, they have a mission that they must accomplish, right? They do. And so here's the thing, y'all. You got to think of it like this. Let's just say if a person went to the bank, right, and they got their mask on, they have really went to the extent to try to hide their identity, right? Somebody drop in the comments and say you can't hide, right? Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say you can't hide. But they done went to the bank thinking that they can hide their identity, okay? And then they're talking regular. They got their regular bodily movements, right? They're acting regular. The only thing that is irregular is that mask, but people kind of can pick up on their gestures and their bodily movements and, of course, their voice, right? And then somebody say, hey, Dwayne, that's you? Hey, Keisha, that's you? Keisha in there trying to act like it set it off. Dwayne in there is acting like he, Denzel Washington on John Q. Now, the whole movie with John Q is just sad, y'all. But he still went in there and tried to rob that bank. And I think he was successful. The point remains, y'all. When people notice who you are and you intentionally went in there to disguise yourself, it's going to throw them off. It's going to throw you off. Why? Because they wasn't expecting to be revealed. They thought they was doing a great job at hiding themselves. No, we see you, Dwayne. Yeah, we see you, Keisha. We see what you got going on. Cut it out, right? Somebody drop in the comments and say, cut it out, right? The point remains, y'all. They was not expecting for you to reveal them. They thought that they could be incognito, right? They thought that they can move around you in private, but it's not possible when you're talking about including the chosen one. Make sense of what I'm saying, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. Number two, your light exposes their darkness. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, your light exposes their darkness. Okay. Now, family, what that simply means is, I'm not saying that you're a perfect person, but the fact that you are a good individual, you are a good person, you're thoughtful, you're compassionate, you are kind, right? You are all the things that money cannot buy. I'm talking about principles, morals, integrity, dignity. The list goes on. Loving, right? You are all the things that money cannot buy. Family, when a person who's walking in darkness come around you, they're going to expose themselves because they're not giving it up the way you're giving it up. They're not, communicating the way that you're communicating. They're not seeing things the way that you're seeing things. So that means that there's going to be different responses, different reactions. Things are not going to be the same, right? Your light exposes their darkness. I was watching the series, I cannot think of it, but y'all, it got Samuel Jackson in there, and he has dementia, and he loses his great nephew, and he end up meeting this young lady who start taking care of him. She become like his caretaker, right? And so in that, what I got from it was his great nephew, before he passed away, I want to say his name was Reggie, right? For those who know, y'all know, but his name was Reggie, his great nephew. After he passed away, they sent Hillard, right, to go get him. And Hillard's soul was so dark that immediately his spirit led him to know that he was up to no good. Why? Because Reggie had such of a light. He was so kind and compassionate. He was a good person that it was so easy to kind of tell the difference between Reggie and Hillard. Reno, what are you saying? That is the same thing in the same way how life operates. You can tell when you are around good people. You can tell when you are inside of a good environment. You can tell when you are around bad people, and you can tell when you are in a bad environment. If you ever stayed in the hood, you gonna know why. It's gonna be gunshots every 20 minutes, every other night, right? People gonna be knocking on your door. What they call it, y'all? Kids playing, Negro knock. I don't want to, get too crazy on here because, YouTube will demonetize your video. But y'all get the point, y'all. You can tell the difference when you are in the hood, right? And then you got the suburbs. You can tell because when it snows, they're going to lay down the salt. Before it snows, you get emails on time. AT&T and Verizon come to your door and see if you want to get the internet. Things are happening. They're always throwing some type of events at the leasing office. And y'all, they don't throw a barbecue. No, they don't throw a barbecue. They say, hey, we can have Chick-fil-A sandwiches, right? It's a major difference. You can feel it, and you can tell when you are in a place of darkness, and you can tell when you are in a place of light. Reno, what are you saying? Your light have exposed their darkness, right? It has showed the things that they need to be doing. It's like you are a reflection. You're holding up a mirror, but instead of holding up a mirror and it's showing all their good things, it's showing everything that they're doing wrong, because this is how they're moving. They're moving in darkness. They're moving not in the light. They're moving very ignorantly. They're moving very dark, and it is easy to tell it, right? Somebody drop in the comments and say, I got that light. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I got that light. All right. Number 3, y'all. It's going to be this right here. Pretending is becoming exhausting. Oh, man. Pretending is becoming exhausting. I'm just going to be honest, y'all. When a person is pretending, it takes stamina. It takes lies. And everybody know when you tell a lie, you got to tell another lie to cover up that lie, right? That's why people who are lying on the stand in the courtroom, they end up going to jail because the lie didn't match. You forgot that you said that you ain't never seen Rodney or Craig, and then you just told this detective that you seen Rodney and Craig on 2 separate occasions. Which one is it? Pretending is becoming exhausting. Can you imagine a person who's in a relationship or a marriage and they really don't want to be there? They're really not happy. They're really not in love, or they're really not the person that they feel that's going to be their husband or wife one day, but they're just passing by time. They got a placeholder. It gets exhausting because they have to pretend. They have to pretend that they care about you. They got to pretend that they love you. They have to pretend that everything is okay, and it's not. So pretending becomes very exhausting, right? See, the thing about not pretending and being real is when you are real and when you are authentic and genuine and sincere, you don't mind being that 24 hours, 7 days a week, right? Why? Because this is who you are. Somebody drop in the comments and say, this is who I am. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, this is who I am. Reno, what are you saying right now? You're not pretending, but they are. And it is becoming very exhausting. This is why you have them shook. You got them on their toes. You got them thinking about the next step, because every level you peep the game. You see it. Somebody drop in the comments and say, I peep game. Every single level, right? It reminds me, y'all, of Rhythm and Flow. When the people who were making it to the next level, that was on point every time. And the ones who did not make it to the next level, they was not on point, right? They didn't make it to the next bell. They didn't make it to the next, level, the next game, the next whatever. They didn't make it to the next one. Why? Because they was not on point. But when a person is on point, what's next? What you got for me? Oh, you got this? Okay, I'm right here. Oh, you got this? Oh, I'm right here. You're on point and you peep the game, okay? Pretending is becoming exhausting. Number 4, y'all, it's going to be this right here. You are spiritually inclined, all right? You are spiritually inclined, which means you are spiritually on another level, okay? And you can feel people out. You can feel what their true intentions are. You can feel where they're really trying to go. You can feel what they're really trying to gain from you. You are spiritually inclined, and so it is freaking people out, the fact that you already know their spirit. It's almost like you've met them before. It's almost like they have been around you before. And it is because God has blessed you with the wisdom of Solomon. He has blessed you with the wisdom of a wise man, right? And I'm not saying that you have exact wisdom that Solomon has, but he has made you wise enough than the average person, okay? It's made you wiser than the average person. And that can be freaky, y'all, to a lot of people. Like, why do they know everything I'm about to do? Why do they know, spiritually what I am on? How can they feel this? Makes sense of what I'm saying, y'all? And that will lead me to my next point, y'all. When you are spiritually on another level, this is what happens, y'all. Your intuition will scare them, right? Your intuition will scare them. It's almost like the person who is in the 3rd grade, but they are actually reading on like a 10th grade level. That'll scare a lot of people. Like, hold on, you on the 3rd grade reading like a 15-year-old? What's going on here? That's why certain people who are in middle school are already in college, because they are just gifted like that. God has spiritually gifted you with the information, with the wisdom, with the understanding to know that certain people should not be in your life, to know what certain people's true intentions are, right? So getting back to the point, y'all, your intuition scares them. Have you ever been talking to a person and you automatically called out exactly what they were doing, but they denied it though? But best believe, in the back of their mind, they're like, how in the world they know that? They're like, how in the world do they know what I just did? Yes, because your intuition, right? And your intuition is scaring them. It is scaring them, y'all. Okay, so don't be afraid of your intuition. A lot of times you can be afraid of it because it's like you're always right. And you're like, yo, I don't want to be right. I don't want to always be right. I don't want to always feel like I know what's about to happen next. And sometimes, y'all, it can scare you. That's why it scares them. Understand what I'm saying, y'all? That's why it scares them, because you're always right. You know when something is not right. You know when something is about to go down. You know when a person do not have great intentions. You know when a person does not have good motives. You know. So your intentions will scare a lot of people, y'all. You got to understand that. But with that being said, y'all, they are in disguise, okay? And you have them shook, right? And I just gave y'all all the reasons of why. But listen, y'all, Y'all already know how we do. Y'all make sure y'all check out any one of these Yes Sir t-shirts or hoodies. You know, book a one-on-one session with me, y'all. I have the limited offer going on for right now, as well as enrolling into my social influence course, y'all. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Y'all keep a rich mentality. Peace.